Welcome to Noble's first ever virtual Evening in the Garden event. We're so excited to have you with us as we share a wonderful night of food, wine, flowers, and entertainment, all to support Noble's mission of enhancing the quality of life for people with disabilities. We've got a spectacular evening in store for you, including a live auction, a curated at-home experience, as well as an in-studio musical performance. You can show your support throughout the evening by using the donation links below. And who knows, we might even have a few surprises for some of our much appreciated live donors. So sit back, relax, pour yourself a glass of Cooper's Hawk wine because we're ready to get this show started.
Hello, I'm Julia Huffman, Noble's President and CEO. Welcome to the 25th anniversary of Noble Evening in the Garden and our first virtual event. In March of last year, the world changed for everyone, but especially for the thousands of children and adults with developmental disabilities like autism and Down syndrome, and their families who rely on Noble each day to help them navigate the challenges created by disability. The virus disrupted daily lives and well-planned service schedules and routines. Moving from an in-person, hands-on model of service delivery to an online or telephone visit for therapy required a great deal of flexibility and patience from everyone, especially the individuals and families served and the staff who support them. As Noble's facility-based services for older adults and adults with more significant support needs closed for several months, we quickly mobilized to provide online, telephone, in-home, and curbside assistance to the families who rely on us. From dropping off food and care packages to vulnerable adults and families with children, to making daily or weekly phone calls to check on the well-being of the families we serve, to providing virtual programming and therapies, we were able to maintain some semblance of normalcy and prevent social isolation. COVID took its toll on Noble staff as well, with many frontline workers acquiring the virus or experiencing exposures and needing to quarantine or stay home with their children when their schools closed for e-learning. Special events to raise funds for Noble came to a halt as we worked with our community partners to create new ways to raise funds to support children and adults with developmental disabilities. The one constant through the pandemic has been the resilience of the individuals and families served by Noble and the staff who support them. We rallied to support each other with help from our community partners who stepped up to help us close the gap in funding. I especially want to thank Big Red Liquors and the National Bank of Indianapolis, our title and presenting sponsors for this evening. Without their support and the support of many other community partners, Noble would not be able to deliver the life-affirming services each person deserves. We're here tonight to celebrate Noble's mission and to ask for your support as we strive to help children and adults with developmental disabilities live their best life. And now I'd like to turn the program over to our host for this evening, Lara Overton, producer and reporter for the Indianapolis Colts. Lara?
Thank you, Julia. Good evening. I'm Lara Overton, and I'm proud to welcome all of you here to our very first virtual Evening in the Garden. We hope that you kick back, relax, pour yourself a beverage of choice. For those of you who have opted for the in-home experience, we hope that you're enjoying those steaks from Peterson's and the wine from Cooper's Hawk. We'll have Emily from Emily's Backyard Blooms walking us through a floral arranging segment. We also have our live auction in which you'll have the opportunity to bid on so many fantastic items, from jewelry to art to some trips. And I know we're all really excited to travel when all of that is safe again, so that'll give you an opportunity to have some things to look forward to on your travel agenda. We will hear from those who support Noble and those who benefit from their programs. You want to be sure to donate and support those 3,300 individuals each and every year across Central Indiana who partake in the programs that Noble provides, so you can do that right here on our website. You also want to participate in the giveaways that we have in our chat function. You have that ability to donate via text or on the Qtego website. A huge thanks to our title sponsor, Big Red Liquors, and our presenting sponsor, the National Bank of Indianapolis. Sit back, relax, and pour yourself a glass of Cooper's Hawk wine because we're ready to get this show started.
My name is Matt Colglazier, and I am Vice President here at Big Red Liquors. We've been supporters of Noble for the last 6 years. I think one of the things we really like about Noble is the direct impact of the giving and the effort that is put forward. So, two of the biggest parts of the mission in terms of building skills, so there's a direct impact that's felt immediately there for the folks who are involved in that activity, and then building community. And that's a really important thing. In these times, there is, to me, a kind of moral imperative that we help those who have different situation than us, and to be able to understand that and to be able to reach out and to be able to impact their life, that's what it's about.
For the many of you who have previously attended Noble Evening in the Garden, you know that there are 25 restaurants each and every year who show up to support Noble's efforts, and Peterson's is one of those who has participated and supported Noble for many years. This year, donating those steaks that you're enjoying as part of the in-home experience. And here's a note from Peterson's on why they continue to be such a strong supporter of Noble.
My name is Bradley Phelps. I'm the general manager at Peterson's Steaks, Seafood, and Spirits. We're located in Fishers, and we're helping support Noble's Evening in the Garden. This year it's a virtual event, and we're helping support the food side of it, where people will be able to come by, pick up a meal, and take it home and prepare it themselves. It's important for us, for Peterson's to support, because we want to give back to the community for as much as they've given, and we know that Noble makes a big difference in a lot of people's lives, and we feel that's really important.
Thanks to all of you who've supported Noble by purchasing the at-home experience as part of this year's Noble Evening in the Garden. I'm here with Chef Dave from Peterson's Restaurant. Before we get started, tell me what we need to know.
We're going to do some basic things starting with our steaks and our potatoes. We'll get them seared off, put the potatoes in the oven when we want to finish our steaks, and then we'll finish the rest of the meal.
What do we have here? What do we need to know before we get going?
What we got are our fillets. So we're going to take a little bit of cooking oil, put that down first, and we're going to spread them around so they get a nice coat of oil so they don't stick as much.
Big difference between that oil and an olive oil or a different type of oil? What's the preference?
This is a high heat oil, so it's got rice bran and a whole bunch of other things. We're going to liberally season, and then we'll get them seared. Both sides.
What's our temperature there on the
It's medium
stove?
high.
Okay.
And if you would, go ahead and open these and put them on there. And then
I
once
can
we
do
get
that.
Going,
Cast iron skillet, the ideal
it
platform.
It's a nice platform because it gives a nice coating and sear.
How long for each side there on our steaks?
We're going to do about a minute on each side, then we're going to finish them in the oven when the potatoes go in.
Okay.
Going to make room, and we're going to do it on the same one.
Oh, it's going to all be together.
Yeah.
That's fewer dishes, and that's my style.
Because if you're going to drink enough wine, you don't want to do dishes
and
later.
I am. Special thank you to our friends at Cooper's Hawk for providing the wine. So hopefully you've selected your Cooper's Hawk wine to accompany your wonderful meal this evening.
Time to take steaks out of the pan, turn the skillet down and off, and then we're just going to set them on the pan, and we will go to the oven.
All right. What temperature do we have our oven?
Oven's at 375. And then we will go in and let them roast.
Chef Dave, tell me what makes for a great plate presentation.
I like simple things. I like having my vegetables kind of mounded together so the heat stays there. All we're gonna do is take a piece of steak, put it on, set the potatoes on the side, and grab our Cabernet sauce. So we've finished the meal, and this is what you are going to look at when you get your package for the evening. Your cheesecake, your salad, your filet, and your sauce.
My name is Ann Merkel, and I'm the Chief Market Development Officer for the National Bank of Indianapolis. The bank is very pleased to continue our sponsorship of Noble's Evening in the Garden again this year. We've been a proud supporter of Noble and this event since the very inception of Evening in the Garden over 25 years ago. We believe in supporting our community through our partnership with organizations like Noble. It's very important to the National Bank of Indianapolis that we work with organizations that are dedicated to improving the quality of life for everyone in our community. The need is very great every year, but it's especially great at this time because there are so many people with disabilities that have become very isolated through the pandemic. I think that now it's just as important and even more important for all of us to consider Noble as an organization that we want to support today and in the future.
Hey, we're back and we hope everyone is having a wonderful experience. Just a quick reminder to open up that chat box because as you're making those donations, we are giving away some great prizes. So be sure you open that up, follow along to be eligible to win some great giveaways and prizes this evening.
My name is Mike Whitlock. I'm with American Surety Company. I'm the Executive Vice President, and we are a national property and casualty company. Well, Noble's, they're doing God's work. They're out there finding work for able-bodied individuals that might have some issues that they're addressing personally, but are still can easily function in society and be an asset to any company, and we found them to be an asset to our company. So one of our employees, Eric Fisk, has been with us 10 years, and he's set to receive his 10-year service award, so we're really excited about that. Eric's responsibilities is scanning documents. We're a paperless environment, so making sure that these documents are scanned correctly and accurately is a big responsibility, and Eric performs very well at that job, so we're happy to have him on board. We're all in this together, really, so the more we can do to help each other out and give them opportunities, I think the better off we are.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Chad Mills. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've been a part of this event for the last several years, and though I wish we were all still together, appreciate everybody's support, and I'm happy to be here once again.
If you ever find yourself lost in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. And if you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be a light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me, 'cause I can count on you.
Oh, are we back? Oh, we're back. Well, if you haven't already, time to open up that bottle of Cooper's Hawk wine, as I've obviously already done, because we're about to meet a certified sommelier who is going to give you some tasting notes and help make sure you make the right pairing for whatever is on your plate. Cheers.
Good evening. We here at Cooper's Hawk are honored to participate in this year's Noble Evening in the Garden event, hosted virtually with all of you in your homes. We could not be more honored to partner with an organization that gives its time, talents, and resources to supporting individuals and families with disabilities. This is our 6th year participating, and we look forward to many more with this incredible organization. Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant holds the country's largest wine club membership, and in addition, our restaurants boast a robust menu with every item being made from our scratch kitchen, paired with an array of award-winning wines sure to meet every palate where it pleases. For your wines this evening, we have our Cabs In, which is a bold and juicy blend coming from California that brings together the power and structure of Cabernet and the jammy richness of Zinfandel. We also have our Cooper's Hawk Whites, which is a blend of Pinot Gris and Riesling coming from the state of Washington. Lush and lightly fruity, it brings together a well-rounded wine that can pair with an array of cuisines. Thank you to My Noble Life for allowing Cooper's Hawk to participate in this year's event, especially with the change of it being hosted virtually for the first time. And thanks to all of you for supporting this incredible organization. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Karen King. I'm president of the Noble Auxiliary. While this year's event didn't happen exactly as planned, we're so happy to have you with us tonight. I'm here tonight with the ladies who make the Noble Evening in the Garden happen, the Women's Auxiliary. The Auxiliary was founded in 1990, and this is our 25th Evening in the Garden. We usually spend about 10 months making this event happen for Noble, and it truly is a labor of love for us. I'm gonna let a couple other ladies tell you a little more about tonight's event, but first I just wanna say thank you to the Auxiliary and everything you did this year to make the event happen, and thank you to everyone joining us at home. Now I'm gonna turn it over to Brenna.
Thanks, Karen, and good evening, everyone. My name is Brenna Blodgett, and I am one of the auction co-chairs with Noble Auxiliary. I want to echo what Karen said and thank you all for being here with us tonight. I've been a member of the Women's Auxiliary for over 10 years now, and on a personal note, I have a brother with developmental disabilities. So the reason I'm involved is because I know how much the work of Noble impacts the families and clients that they serve. It truly does make a difference in their lives. So we want to thank you all for being here and supporting us tonight. So I just want to talk a little bit about auction and encourage you to go to the Cutega website to check it out. We would much rather be in person and having you all look at it up close, but the Cutega website is where you can find all of the amazing auction items that are available. We have wonderful packages from food and beverage to fitness to children's items, so there truly is something for everyone. Also, I want to encourage you to check out the amazing trips that we are offering with our partner AmFund. I know you may be thinking, really, trips during a pandemic? But it's a great question, but luckily these trips are available for 3 years. So I don't know about you, but I am definitely looking forward to a vacation after so much time spent at home. So go to the Cutega website and register. Make sure to bid early and bid often. We want everyone to be a winner when the auction closes. But really, at the end of the day, the true winner is Noble, because every dollar you spend in the auction is helping make a difference in the lives of over 3,000 children and adults with developmental disabilities. So thank you for your time tonight. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to another Karen, our restaurant chair, Karen Tatham.
Hi, good evening. My name's Karen Tatham, and I'm chair of the restaurant committee. Oh, what a year it's been for restaurants. I have volunteered on the auxiliary for over 20 years, and it's been a real big pleasure for me to work with such a fabulous group of women. Our mission all along has been to expand opportunities and to enhance the quality of life for people with disabilities by raising funds and awareness. While we want to be sampling food and alcohol from our 25 plus restaurants this year, we don't have the ability to do that. But we do have 2 of our faithful restaurants who have gone above and beyond. A special thank you goes out to Peterson's and Cooper's Hawk. Peterson's has provided a delightful steak dinner accompanied by a wonderful bottle of wine from Cooper's Hawk. Their support has helped us to provide a special treat for our corporate sponsors and ticket holders. So when asked to help us to pull a virtual event, boy, they didn't hesitate to make that happen. So on behalf of the auxiliary, we would like to say thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again to the auxiliary for an amazing job this year. If you'd like to join the auxiliary or volunteer for Noble, please visit our website at www.mynoblelife.org. Thanks.
A special thank you to Karen and all of those in the Noble Auxiliary for supporting Noble and its mission. And in spite of all of the challenges that 2020 has presented, Noble's commitment and its mission has remained constant. That mission to expand opportunities and enhance the quality of life for people with disabilities and their family through individualized services. In 2020 alone, nearly 400 individuals were working in the Central Indiana community thanks to Noble's employment services. And none of this could be possible without your generous support and the generous support of our sponsors. We mentioned those working in the Central Indiana community. Now we will hear from some of those and how Noble is making their dreams possible.
This is a dream come true, and I always follow my dream. My dad always told me, follow my dream.
Good friends, a great job, new skills, fun hobbies, someone to share life with, independence. Ask parents what they want for their children or what adults dream of finding for themselves, and these are some of the answers you'll hear. That's why at Noble, our job is to help people dream it, live it, every single day. Since 1953, Noble has blazed a path in helping people with disabilities like Down syndrome and autism to live a life shaped by their dreams. Of course, dreams are as unique as the person who cherishes them. That's why everyone at Noble is united around one purpose: to help each person we serve live their best life possible. Noble has helped thousands of children and adults gain the skills they'll need to succeed in school and in life.
Brianni started receiving services from Noble November 2015, and ever since she has come a long way. From all the therapy she receives, all the therapists are amazing. I really have to thank them for everything they do for her.
Of course, this deep appreciation for the uniqueness of each person we serve characterizes everything we do, including helping adults find just the right job. Because so many of us define ourselves by the work we do and the contributions we make, it is crucial to both the business and the employee that the job be a good fit for everyone involved. That's why Noble helps each person to set a path to achieving all of their life goals.
I work at Trader Joe's. I've been working there for 4 years already, and I love having a job that helps understand people with disabilities. I knew Lindsay when I went to Pike High School. My sister knows her as well, my job coach, and so that's when she became my job coach, and she told me about Noble and how it helps out people with disabilities out in the community, so she's pretty awesome. What Noble means to me is amazing experience, having Lindsay as my job coach, really supportive people, helps out people find jobs out in the community. And they do a lot of good things for people that have disabilities. And I'm really grateful for Noble and Lindsay and everyone else that's on my team.
Over the many years, Noble has been a crucial building block of our community. We have worked with thousands of children and adults, family and other loved ones, businesses and volunteers, donors and elected officials. Our ultimate goal is to ensure that people of all abilities are celebrated for the gifts they have and the contributions they make. In partnership with our community, we will continue to dream it, live it, every day.
Now that you've seen what we do, we feel that it's important to recognize some of the people who've gone above and beyond to support Noble this past year. I'm joined by Noble Board Chair Bill Wales.
Thank you, Julia. I've been associated with the Noble Board of Directors for 17 years in various capacities, and I'm pleased to serve as this year's board chair.
Each year, Noble recognizes individuals and companies who have really stood out among our much appreciated donors, volunteers, and supporters of Noble.
We'd like to recognize the following 2020 award winners.
The 2020 Noble Auxiliary Member of the Year Award goes to Rebecca Shepler.
It is our honor and privilege to recognize Rebecca for the countless hours she has volunteered through the various roles she has held in the Noble Auxiliary.
The 2020 Champion Award goes to Kim Dodson.
As the Executive Director of the Arc of Indiana, Kim is a passionate champion of our mission, forming productive partnerships, fostering inclusion, and advocating for people with disabilities.
The 2020 Marisa Manlove Distinguished Service Award goes to Donita Murphy Sims.
This award recognizes staff members who truly embody Noble's mission. Donita plays a crucial role in the lives of these young children and is a wonderful mentor for new colleagues.
The 2020 Citizenship Award goes to David Orton.
This award honors David for demonstrating personal achievement and independence. He sets an example for all of us in his determination to achieve his dreams.
The 2020 Partnership Award goes to Indigo.
Noble has partnered with Indigo for years to help our individuals get to and from work, medical appointments, and errands promptly and efficiently. We appreciate how Indigo President Inez Evans and her team champion and advocate for people with disabilities in ways that strengthen our community.
The 2020 Volunteer Excellence Award goes to Allie Isaacs.
As chair of our Raising the Stakes Committee for years, Allie has devoted countless hours to furthering our mission and passionately shares the Noble story with others. We truly appreciate all that she does for Noble.
The 2020 Harriet P. Ursay Distinguished Parent Award goes to David and Marianne Noble.
We are proud to recognize David and Marianne for how they have raised their daughter Molly to understand that the only boundaries in her life are those that she places on herself. As a result, she lives a life of independence shaped by her dreams.
The 2020 Employment Award goes to Corteva Agriscience.
For many years, Corteva Agrisciences has proven themselves to be a corporate role model by successfully fostering diversity in the workforce and hiring persons with disabilities. Corteva has displayed the level of commitment required to successfully integrate its workforce and to ensure that all employees feel like they are part of the team.
The 2020 Development Award goes to Ray Skillman Westside Auto Mall.
For many years, Justin Bunty at Ray Skillman generously supported Noble's mission through sponsorship of our annual Raising the Stakes event. We are grateful for their long-term support and appreciate having this opportunity to recognize their commitment to Noble.
And finally, the 2020 President's Award goes to William Carmichael.
As Noble's highest honor, this award is a recognition of the many years of leadership Bill has demonstrated on the Noble Board of Directors and the Advisory Board. He has spoken to business leaders about the benefits his company has enjoyed by diversifying its workforce to people of all abilities. In addition to advocating on behalf of Noble, he also served as a longtime corporate sponsor of our events and as a personal donor.
Congratulations to all of this year's award recipients.
Thank you, Julia and Bill. You've just heard about some of our largest supporters, but it's important to acknowledge that everyone makes a difference in the lives of the children and adults that Noble serves. And now it's your turn to make a difference. So if you haven't already, please open your hearts and your wallets and give generously through the links below. While you're considering your contribution, I want to give you an idea of how far each and every donation goes. Here are the many ways your dollars are supporting Noble's mission. $2,500 provides early intervention therapies for a baby or toddler in their home twice a week for 3 months. A $1,000 contribution will help an adult with disabilities develop their skills and land their dream job, like we heard earlier with Amberly and Kelsey. $500 equips our recreational therapists with exercise mats, stretch bands, and exercise balls. A $250 contribution stocks our art studios with canvases and paint so individuals can creatively express their thoughts and emotions through therapeutic art. A $100 donation sends one child to have fun at Noble's summer day camps, and $50 will fund an individual with an entire day to explore their hobbies within the community. Thank you for your generous donation. Noble couldn't do what we do without your help.
My name is Sean Goodyear. I own Indy Facets Private Jeweler. We're a custom jeweler here in Carmel, Indiana. Indy Facets is donating custom design experiences at a couple different levels for the Evening in the Garden event. You'll be able to bid on them in the online auctions. Indy Facets is a complete departure from a traditional jewelry store. When you come and work with us, it's a private environment. We make it very special and one-of-a-kind experience just for you. When you come in for your appointment, we're going to sit down and come up with a custom design idea. And then after that appointment, we're going to create a 3D photorealistic rendering and a 3D printed model of the custom design that we're going to create for you. When you come back to view those, that's when you'll get to see your design coming to life. Everything we do is made to order or custom, and that allows you to have a piece that is exactly uniquely yours. Jewelry is very special and sentimental, and so it should be unique to you. We support Noble because Noble's a great cause that helps a lot of people with disabilities. Their work is really important and they're local here in our community, and so we find it really important to be able to support them.
My name is Bill Wales, and I'm a partner at Barnes & Thornburg, which is a large national law firm with our proud roots here in Indianapolis and Indiana. I'm passionate about the mission at Noble, helping people with special needs be the best version of themselves they can be. In these difficult times, I don't think there's anything more important than working on inclusiveness and helping those in need, those who may be less fortunate, and using your time and talent and financial resources to really make a difference in this world. And I don't think there can be any bigger difference made than impacting the lives of the people we work with at Noble. And I strongly encourage you to help us out.
Now it's time to roll up our sleeves for the interactive portion of our program. We have these wonderful floral kits. Emily from Emily's Backyard Blooms is going to tell us how to assemble them. So not only are you sharing your talent with us, but you also have a personal connection to Noble. What is that connection that you have?
Yes, so at Emily's Backyard Blooms, we're really big with working with different community groups. And several years ago, my best friend had a special needs son. And when we became involved with the Flower and Patio Show last year, and then Noble reached out to us, it just seemed like the perfect fit for me to kind of jump on board and help them with that. And unfortunately, we didn't get to do the fundraiser like we wanted to last year, so we were able to come up with something a little bit different, a little COVID-style fundraiser that we can still be able to participate and still be able to be part of that action.
And thankfully, this is something that you can get the whole family involved with as well, whether it's kids or family members who can help participate and bring something spring-like right into your home.
Right, it's very easy. Nothing's too complicated. Little kids, adults can all get together. You can kind of make it your own. So you're gonna have smaller kids at home, but make it what you want. If kids wanna add little things here and there, then it's the perfect opportunity to do that.
Now, many of you have these flower kits that you have ready to assemble. If you don't, you can use this as a little bit of inspiration. But Emily, what are all the elements that we have that we're working with that we're gonna put together here?
Right, so we are going to basically force spring bulbs to bloom inside. So we have some tulip bulbs. We are going to use the rock and the water method. There is just a water method where you just put it on top of water, the roots grow. There's just the burying in dirt method. We're gonna go with just super simple. We're gonna do a layer of rocks. Yep, go ahead and start loading in. You're gonna have a layer of rocks first.
And I am a novice. So you guys, if I'm able to assemble this, thanks to Emily's guidance, I assure you that you can, your young ones can as well. This is all levels floral arranging, right?
Correct. It's not super complicated. We have tulip bulbs. So most of your spring bulbs needs to be cooled for a period of 10 to 12 weeks. These are already pre-cooled, so they're ready to go. So it has some of the paper on it. You just want to peel off some of that paper. The roots are going to be at the bottom. You can kind of see at the top where they're growing. That goes to the top. Roots
Similar to
at the
peeling
bottom.
an onion or garlic?
Absolutely, like peeling an onion or garlic.
And these are a good hardy bulb, so it's one that you can't be too rough with, right?
Absolutely. The key with these, you don't want them to touch. You want to kind of spread them out. Again, you guys are going to have a little bit smaller containers to work with. You don't have to use a clear container. You can use any kind of container as long as you get the rocks in there or the dirt in there. And so you really want to make sure they're stabilized in there. So once you get all that in there, you're going to bring in a little bit of the moss to help stabilize that. Because once they start growing and once they start getting roots, they're going to shoot up. So this is fresh out of like a cooler, fresh out of being cold. This is a couple weeks into it, and then this is almost getting ready to bloom. So you can kind of see the difference of what we're dealing with and how big they're actually going to get.
As we're spreading out our moss, what's the ideal thickness? What do you want to avoid in terms of placing this?
Not super big clumps. You just want to kind of spread it out.
So it's pretty even across the whole arrangement?
Absolutely. This will help keep the bulbs in place, and then it'll also keep some of that moisture in. Because at the end, we're gonna add a little bit of water to it. How you doing over there?
You tell me.
Looking good.
All right.
Looking good. You can add other things to it. You can add pine cones, you can add marbles, you can add dried flowers, you can add other
little
rocks.
Easter eggs if you're going to do something, maybe a little centerpiece for a little Easter brunch.
Easter, you can do anything. And then at the very end, you just want to top it off with just a little bit of water. You don't want to fill the whole thing up. You just want to get the rocks just a little bit wet.
I'm going to let you do that.
Alrighty.
How frequently should you be watering it? How much water is ideal so that you're not drowning and dousing your bulbs?
Not a ton. You just want, just a little bit. So I would let that go for a while.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
And then placement, how close do you want to have it in direct sunlight? Where would be an ideal spot?
You can put it anywhere, somewhere sunny, so it can really take advantage of the sunlight. It will start growing towards the sun, so if it's in like a dark space, you can kind of start going. So you might as well put it somewhere full sun. Great place center of your table, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, or by your bedside if you have a nice like bright window.
And eventually you were saying you could transfer this outdoors, right?
Yep, so once they're spent and once they're bloomed, they'll slowly start to wither away, and then that's when you can pull the bulbs and then you can transplant them outside.
What would be the best time of year, or when's the ideal window in terms of if you are going to transfer them to an outdoor potted area?
So they tend to wither away like in summertime, and the best to do the spring bulbs would be in fall.
So this will last you a little bit as is, right?
Yep,
you have a long time to enjoy it.
Yep, it'll last. It'll be probably a couple weeks growing. You'll get to enjoy the actual growth. You're going to see all the roots that are going to start growing in there, because the perks of using the rocks versus the soil is you actually get to see the roots grow. So they'll start making their way through the rocks like that.
So a very fun way to bring a little bit of springtime indoors, brighten up that indoor space, and also enjoy some fun with your family as we enjoy this lovely floral arrangement. And this is something that, Emily, you do year-round. So if people might want to continue this in the summertime, do something seasonal all around, they can reach out to you and follow you.
Yep, absolutely. We do seasonal workshops. So every month we have something going on, whether in Fortville or in Indianapolis. February, we did Bubbles and Blooms. We are starting like seed starting and garden planting, and then once we do that, we teach people how to actually arrange the stuff that they make in their garden and how to make salsas out of the stuff that they grow. So we have an array of kits that people can buy, and you can find us online, Emily's Backyard Blooms.
Thank you so much, Emily. We appreciate your volunteering your time and instructing us through all of this. So hopefully you now have a beautiful centerpiece that you can enjoy for months and months to come.
Yeah, my name's Neil Thatcher. I work at Corteva Agriscience, and we're a company that produces crop protection chemicals and seed products. We really support the mission of Noble, which is to enhance the quality of life of people with disabilities or learning disabilities. At Corteva, we've had over 25 years of experience with Noble and partnering with Noble, and the Noble clients are really working in our greenhouses on a daily basis. They're embedded with our employees, and it really works very, very well, both for Noble, the clients, and the various companies as well. We see that employees at Corteva really want to work for a company that is socially responsible and is helping the community and helping people with learning disabilities in the community. Please do donate. This is a key signature fundraising event that Noble has. We very much appreciate the support to Noble. The goal of Noble is really to have people with learning disabilities working and living and embedded in the community, and so I think that's really important, and I think it touches a lot of people that do get involved.
What a wonderful evening it's been. Thank you for joining us and for all of your generous support. And a special thanks to our friends at Savage Media for producing the event this evening and helping to make our first virtual event such a huge success.
And a special thank you to each and every one of you for supporting Noble, for celebrating with us, and for donating. Keep in mind that you can bid on all of those auction items over the next few days, so you can keep supporting Noble in that way. You can also connect with Noble on social media so that you stay up to date on all of the latest events and activities. We hope to see you next year as we aim to resume Noble Evening in the Garden in March of 2022.
There's no combinations of words I could put on the back of a postcard. A song that I could sing, but I could try for your heart. Our dreams, they are made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs, a sepia tone of loving. Love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart. Like why are we here, and where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look to the stars when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, so much better when we're together. All these things might find their way into my dreams tonight. I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings, it brings new things. 'Cause tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things we got to do, but if all of these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, be under the impression somewhere in between, just only two of me and you. Too many things we got to do, or places we got to see. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, we're somewhere in between together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, so much better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep, and oh, but when I wake up, you look so pretty, sleeping next to me. But there is no, not enough time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words that I could say, but I will still tell you one thing, we're better together.